And I'm Lee Goldberg, just been challenged to a game of foosball by Lindsay. So,
I love foosball.
All right, you're going to love that story. Come on, just a little bit. You're not going to necessarily love what Keith has to say, but we are going to check in with him first. It wasn't awful today. I thought it was okay. It was January. It was fine.
It was pretty normal. You know what I would like? Ping pong table.
It's there.
No, like here.
No, I'm saying it's in my story coming up, though.
There is a
But
ping
yes,
pong
I
table. I would love one here.
I will crush you at ping pong.
I feel like it's one
College
of those games
champ.
People pretend they're not
Before
into,
you were
and then all of a
born,
sudden they're 10 feet off the
college
table.
champ. I had my own paddle.
Are you really good?
I'm just saying.
Really?
No, I'm not. It was a long time ago.
Forrest Gump?
I had my own paddle.
So probably better than me. All right, let's have a look outside. We got to 28 in Portland today, 33 in Lewiston. So a moderation compared to where we were, obviously, over the weekend. It was brutally cold. Did a little bit better today. Current temperatures in the mid-20s, teens in the mountains, and single digits in Caribou, and it's a Holton as well. It is clear out there, so temperatures will fall tonight. But again, the theme here is it's just not as brutal. We're not going to be way below zero overnight tonight. A lot of us will stay into the teens, and there will be single digits in the mountains, obviously, where it's already 10 or 11 degrees. By tomorrow morning, it's 10 to 15 degrees along the coastline, single digits a little bit farther inland. And then tomorrow is a partly cloudy to mostly sunny day. Temperatures a bit warmer than today, into the 30s and mid-30s. A couple of snow showers come through on Wednesday night into Thursday, but relatively quiet until late in the week. Guys, a couple of things to talk about coming up. One, we do have a storm system on Friday that looks like a clipper, and then another larger, very, very hyped up so far storm system for Sunday will break that down as well.
All right, Keith, thanks. By this point, we're aware of the inexorable attraction of tourists to Maine's working waterfronts. It's vacation land, after all.
Yeah, well, in Portland, a new working waterfront group task force is up and running, meeting about twice a month for half a year to figure out how to find that balance between the need to generate revenue and to protect the livelihoods of fishermen. The same challenge has been debated a little bit farther north in Boothbay Harbor, and as in Portland, that dialogue started decades ago.
But this case is arguably more complex, and it's one that some will tell you has fractured the place they call home.
He's very outspoken. He's also a very generous person.
We were told that he would be interested in maybe buying some of our art to put in his workers' rooms if we would stop talking against him.
Two art connoisseurs painting two very different pictures of a developer named Paul Coulombe. The Lewiston native sold White Rock Distillery in a more than $600 million deal several years ago. He now owns the Boothbay Country Club. His latest project, he wants to rezone a protected area of Boothbay Harbor's working waterfront to bolster tourism opportunities. John and Lynn Seitzer challenged his plan, then they say they were threatened. You have chosen to be an enemy of mine for life. That will not bode well for you financially, Coulombe wrote in an email. I am willing to give you one last chance to support me in my revisions of the ordinances and zoning. If not, then you will have an uphill battle with me. Not your best choice. The Seitzers aren't the only ones against waterfront zoning changes. They are members of a community group called Friends of the Harbor.
I just don't like being treated like that. So we both chose to take a chance.
And keep speaking.
Yeah.
Why? And keep questioning.
Why?
We love this town.
Yeah.
We want this town to succeed, and not. It doesn't have to succeed just because of one person. It succeeds because of that harbor.
I guess what's your response to that? I mean, some people have been afraid to speak up in opposition to these plans.
I haven't witnessed that, but I'm very impassioned. I love the area. I love all the people. I've been the biggest supporter of the fishermen, and I guess sometimes I'm impatient with people that are so resistant.
I know some people characterize us as anti-business and anti-change. It couldn't be farther from the truth.
Ken Fitch is another member of Friends of the Harbor. He says their goal is to find a balance, which, after the latest public hearing, appears to be within reach. The Boothbay Harbor Planning Board presented its recommendation for rezoning what is called the Maritime District. Coulombe's original request that came about a year ago amended.
The new proposed ordinance looks to redraw the boundary lines around the maritime zone, taking away more than 70%.
It represented a good compromise. The negative was we lost a substantial portion of the working waterfront down to about 23%. However, It is that 23% is actually the core of the working waterfront.
But all the back and forth over the last year has created a rift in the town.
People trying to get a certain point across, and I don't think it's done the community any justice. I think it's created unnecessary divides.
What point is that you think they're trying to get across?
That Boothbay Harbor's working waterfront is endangered. It's not.
A stone's throw from Harbor Bait is Captain Fish, a hotel that was grandfathered in when zoning was established to protect the area more than 30 years ago. Coulombe says the hotel is frozen in time and needs updating.
Boothbay Harbor is about tourism and summer guests, and without updated facilities and amenities, the tourists will stop coming. They have options. They have Camden and Kennebunkport and Bar Harbor.
It is our hope that through this letter, the boards will see that we, the economic drivers of the community, will find tremendous value in the rezoning efforts.
Marty Gleason and 65 others who signed a letter of support see Coulombe's plan as a way to boost business. Others fear the authenticity of the harbor east of the footbridge is at stake.
If you lose it, you never get it back. And that's what our concern is.
Now, the town manager, code enforcement officer, and chairman of the planning board all declined our request for interviews. Today, the Boothbay Harbor Board of Selectmen will begin reviewing the plan board's rezoning recommendation that was unveiled at last week's public hearing. From there, they will draft warrants and hold another public hearing. Whatever they decide will go on the ballot for voters to decide in May. In other headlines today, tens of thousands of teachers take to the streets of Los Angeles, staging a lesson in economics. They're striking, walking out over a number of issues, including higher wages and lower class sizes. The teachers' numbers don't add up for the district, while with leaders saying the demands could bankrupt the Los Angeles school system, the second largest in the country.
It was a good day in Patriot Nation yesterday. New England beat the Chargers 41-28. That win means the Pats will play the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. This is the record 8th straight year that the Patriots have played in the AFC title game, which is unbelievable. And if you thought the games were cold this weekend, take a look at this. ESPN reporter Adam Schefter is saying that the National Weather Service thinks temperatures on Sunday could range from 10 to well below 0. That would make it the coldest game in Arrowhead Stadium history out in Kansas City.
Jess Gagne and Chris Costa will be heading to Kansas City this weekend, making sure to follow along on our website, our mobile app, and of course, social media for all the latest updates. Yeah. Zach Blanchard as well.
Zach, I hope he's packing sweaters. Yeah,
I know.
Jackets and
fur. All right, sometimes we feel for our newest now team member, Cameron O'Brien, because she has a lot of allergies. That makes it very hard for her to find good places to eat safely.
Yeah, and she's obviously not alone. So Cam has decided to document her food adventures around the state, and tomorrow she'll kick it off in Portland. Here's a quick preview.
What's up, y'all? I'm Cameron O'Brien, and I'm allergic to everything. I'm talking gluten, dairy, and soy. So I'm starting a series to figure out where I can eat safely in Maine. My first stop here in Portland at Bam Bam Bakery, where they say, yes, everything is gluten-free. I am so excited to share this with you on Tuesday, now 5 p.m.
We're excited too. We're going to talk to Cam over the commercial break on our Facebook Live and YouTube Live about her plans for this series. And let us know if you have any questions. Coming up, a mysterious disease was killed by sitting on the couch and watching a movie. We're going to explain that.
All right, and imagine having this much fun while you're at work. More and more companies are making time for these types of activities. We'll let you know what the benefits are.
I can't wait to see that. What's up, everybody?
What is going on? Yeah, Zach is going to need 6 layers anyway, Joe, maybe more.
Cam, you want to join us?
Do you have your mic on this? No.
I still have mic 8.
So Cam,
I still don't have a mic, guys. Sorry.
Basically, walk us through what allergies you have.
Right.
You have a lot, right?
Yeah, I do. I'm allergic to gluten, dairy, and soy, and these are allergies that developed over my youth. So I was diagnosed with a gluten allergy at 15, dairy at 18, and then soy at 21. So it's always a guessing game sometimes, you know, when I'm going out trying to find places. And I found so many amazing places, not just in Portland, but in Maine as a whole, that really cater to people with allergies. So I wanted to make sure that they got a lot of spotlight.
And there is a difference between going gluten-free for like dietary things, and then you really actually cannot have gluten. You know this too, right?
Oh, yeah. Our 3-year-old Gannon, you know, we're not sure if he has celiac disease yet because he's only 3, but I mean, gluten messes with his stomach, so we keep him away from it. So, and then Finn, the baby, can't do dairy. So
really,
right now, but hopefully he'll grow out of it. Gannon started with dairy also, couldn't do dairy, and he has grown out of that, so he's okay with dairy now.
Is that scary as a parent when you realize that your young child is allergic to something?
Well, it's scary when they can't talk. So you don't know what's wrong with them. So, you know, my wife, through nursing, figures out, okay, if I eat this, the baby reacts this way. So we did it with a lot of trial and error until you figure out what you shouldn't eat so that your baby's okay. So,
wow.
Yeah. And if, you know, so we're going to start off with gluten. We'll probably do some dairy stuff and soy stuff. But if y'all have any allergies or food restrictions, whether it be a dietary lifestyle or an allergy, let us know, because we can go around the state and figure out what places will work for you and places for you to eat. So.
Awesome. Well, we're taking a walk to the Peacock. We can't wait to see your series. Yes. A lot of you guys are weighing in on your allergies as well.
Well, there's so many of them.
There's
and
so many.
There are tons of restaurants that are sensitive to it and they try to cater to it, but there are so many out there.
Do you have any allergies?
I mean, nothing.
Food allergies?
I do, but I mean, they're more basic. So I just don't eat fresh fish and I'll be fine. So.
Gotcha. So over the last year, an Idaho woman was hospitalized several times with strange symptoms. She had memory loss, couldn't remember things, was losing track, and doctors just really could not pinpoint what was going on.
But they found a solution, and it was all because of a surprising source of information. Check it out.
Everything changed. Everything changes.
It seems that almost every day, Crystal Bertolucci thinks of that frightfully fateful day from over 10 years ago. She was driving to Sandpoint with her daughter and a friend when tragedy hit.
And on the way home, we were struck head-on by a drunk driver on Highway 95.
Bertolucci's friend died. She survived, as did her daughter, but it wasn't easy. Bertolucci had to be taken to a hospital in Seattle for extensive reconstructive work on her badly injured face and bones. She received titanium implants across her body. Over time, she rehabbed and started to feel like a normal mom, until
all of that kind of just slowly went away.
Over the last year, she was hospitalized several times with strange symptoms. Bertolucci compared it to dementia and had flare-ups across her body and autoimmune symptoms. Doctors couldn't pinpoint what was going on. That's when a Netflix documentary stepped in.
Medical devices are everywhere.
It's pretty amazing.
It's called The Bleeding Edge. In the documentary, filmmakers spoke with patients who were suffering complications from medical devices and implants. Bertolucci says it featured a man who was suffering from metal poisoning due to a hip replacement. A friend of hers, noticing similar circumstances, told her to tune in.
And they asked me to watch the documentary, and it just really struck home, like, wow, that's what's happening to me.
Bertolucci says she then asked her doctor to test her for metal poisoning. And sure enough, the test came back positive.
And after so long searching for answers, it was just like a beacon of light to have an idea.
Her implants aren't out now. She's consulting with doctors about what to do next and how to detox the metals from her body. But she hopes by speaking out, she may be able to alert others suffering from the same thing.
I really want people to know that if you have metal toxicity from implants, you can take the implants out and detox the metals and get your life back.
In Sandpoint, Taylor Vito, KREM 2 News.
Very interesting.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, coming up, why more companies want their employees to spend less time working.
And who spends less time working than Keith? No, come on, that was too easy. It's sitting right there. All right, we'll talk to Keith about this big monster for Sunday coming up.
My ear hurts.
I was gonna say, I understood your board. Me and about 9 people are gonna know what your board meant.
Yeah, that was the full quote for everyone.
Who says that about the Patriots? Oh yeah, they suck. Nobody says that.
That's not true.
People have said that they did sign.
All week last week.
The analysts were not picking them. That doesn't mean
No. Brady, out of the 8 quarterbacks left in the playoffs, Brady was 6th. They ranked him 6th out of 8. The worst by far in the AFC.
Who's they, though?
All of the
Like
cable experts, every analyst expert said it.
That tweet by this meteorologist who said, "I'd love a job where I could be wrong 50% of the time," and it was all Chargers icons on the X.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So a lot of you guys are weighing in on the Boothbay Harbor story from earlier. When it comes to Portland's working waterfront, Dan says Portland Harbor is now becoming another Boston. And I've actually heard that several times from fishermen who feel that with the congestion on Commercial Street, especially in the summer, it's like the congestion in downtown Boston where fresh catch has to get onto trucks and then shipped out, everywhere else. And the more time it takes that fresh fish to get to its final destination, you're risking how fresh it will be. Are we going to the newsroom? Are we ad-libbing? What do you want me to say?
Just answer questions. I'm going to ask you questions.
Okay. Oh, put me on the spot. Are we calling Coco after the show today, or is that tomorrow? I can't remember.
I think that Isaac and I have already settled that.
You did? Okay. Can you wink with both eyes? I can only do one.
It's called blinking.
I was good.
Where's Jess?
You beat me to it.
It sounds like the light is speaking because I can't see you.
I feel like everybody can do that.
All, so.
No, you can't?
I can't. Like, I can try.
So what happens with your left eye? Why you look like you're having a stroke? What's up with that? Are you okay?
I'm allergic to blinking.
It's winking.
Winking. Blinking. Oh, it's been a long day.
Oh, really? Tell me about your long day.
See, right? Control. See? Did it. Okay. Now that's difficult. Done a million times. Go here. Control V.
All right, Mills, you've been here about a year now. You like working here?
Yes.
You happy every day you get to come to work?
Absolutely.
Do you wish that maybe we had a gym?
That would be pretty cool.
Or maybe like a Starbucks right down the hall? Like
we have
in
one
the
across
building?
the street.
No, in the building.
In the building, that would be a game changer.
Or some places where you could just take like a mental timeout.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind
or
that.
Or lots and lots of other things.
All right, what you getting at here?
Well, you'll see. Watch. This is what it looks like on the outside of Unum's Portland headquarters.
Nice quick circles.
This is what it looks like on the inside.
Unum has become like the Unum Day Spa.
About a year ago, the insurance and benefits giant invested $42 million into improving its workspace to make its workers happier. Things like a fitness center, which you get to use for free as long as you go 8 times a month. A cafeteria, where the healthy food costs far less than the regular food. Hydration stations, quiet rooms, no trash cans at your desk, so you're forced to get up and walk around regularly. Every employee has an electronic workstation so they can sit or stand, a place to play games, and so much more.
These are our walking workstations or treadmill desks. When you think about people spending about 60% of their waking hours in the workplace, employers have a unique opportunity to influence health behaviors. And just to take your mind off that project that you're working on and go play shuffleboard or foosball or go work out in the gym or go to the quiet room and just relax for a moment, can have tremendous effects on people's emotional health.
With about 3,000 people employed in the Southern Maine campus, the cubicle way of life restricted collaborative work efforts. This new open workspace concept does exactly the opposite.
I find that I am just more open to saying hi to people and having small conversations, and the same the other way around. There's less of the, just wave and walk by.
So while the bells and whistles are nice, there are clear and tangible benefits to having happy employees.
There are some times when I've been working on a project and I've just hit like a mental roadblock, or maybe I've had like a really stressful morning and I just need to work through some of the regular anxiety that comes with any type of work. I can come down here and walk for 20 minutes on the treadmill. I am so much happier and brighter and more pleasant and sunshiny in this new environment.
So my question was, do you have to get permission? Like, do you have to sign out and head off to the gym or take a break or go play? And they're like, no, everybody's just
part of the culture?
Yeah, you're just kind of on your own as long as you get your work done, and they're not really, you know, worried about what you're doing.
That's great.
Geez, I would be. You'd have to be super disciplined for that.
No
I'd be
kidding.
like downstairs at the cafeteria for like 3 hours.
Especially if you're super competitive, like Keith Carson, you could get into a game of foosball and then
I
it'd
feel like
be game over.
you and I would go missing for quite a while. I feel like in a situation like that.
Yeah, no, I'm not actually, but I take hours here, kind of like they do it there. It's just not a company policy.
Right.
Here is
It's
what
a
I've noticed.
Keith policy.
Right. We don't have a gym. That would be pretty sweet.
That would be nice.
That would be. It'd
Dude,
be convenient.
I would just like a bathroom with some outlets.
Right. Wow, one thing at a time.
Yeah, before we get to the gym.
The women's bathroom looks great. All right, let's
it
have a
does
look.
here. It does look great.
It's great. Great job.
I don't know
Tom.
how you know that,
Great,
but yes.
because the door's open all the time. The tile job, great there. All right, 28 in Portland for a high today, 33 in Lewiston, 30 in Waterville. So we did a little bit better than we did the last few days. Currently in the teens and 27 in Caribou and Holton, though. It's going to be cold tonight, make no mistake, but the really brutal stuff will take a couple of day time out before it unfortunately does return Thursday and then again for the weekend. The pattern overall is looking cold and active. But in the short term, it's clear, and most of tomorrow will be mostly sunny to partly cloudy. Temperatures will respond a little bit better tomorrow than they did today, getting into probably the 34, 35 degree range along the coastline, which is downright balmy compared to where we've been. Inland, of course, will struggle a little bit more, so we'll get to around freezing there. And in the mountains, we'll stay into the 20s through tomorrow afternoon. A ton of snow out there, though, so if you can get off and enjoy it, do so. And then Wednesday is partly cloudy with a couple of snow showers coming through Wednesday night and into Thursday, and then another Arctic air mass in place on Thursday. Temperatures plummet once again. Two storms to talk about. The first one's not as sexy, but you just got to watch out for this because we're going to have a little clipper come through on Friday, and that looks like it could be a 3 to 5 inch deal relatively easily, and it will be timed for the morning commute on Friday. So just put that in your ear because all the buzz is about the storm for Saturday night into Sunday. And no doubt this storm has the potential to have more teeth to it. It's got a bunch of cold air. We're blocked to the west. We're blocked to the north. It'll slow down. And so the potential is there for a large storm system for Saturday night into Sunday. I don't know at this point that this is going to be an all snow event, and that concerns me a little bit more. I think if you're looking at all snow event, it is a big snow event, but my bigger concern is that there's some low level warmth will get snuck into this storm and we'll get some freezing rain accretion out of this. And again, this would be Saturday into Sunday. The bottom line is we just don't know for sure yet exactly what's going to happen, but I will tell you that both the European model and the GFS are very, very similar on this storm, and that's usually a little bit of kind of a bellwether. So there will be Z-storm on Sunday, and I was kind of whining about how out of control the hype had gotten before I even got a chance to put any meteorologist in this building's take on it. So I do think there's potential for a major storm there, pencil it in, but let's just pump the brakes a little. And you know that's not good if I'm telling people to do that. Just take it down.
A lot can happen in 6 days.
We got a long time.
Do you think it's because we had those 4 nor'easters last year? I mean,
I think it's because there's just more people with access to the data. Okay. And then they may or may not know exactly how to read it.
Fair.
You know?
I read it, and I think it's going to miss, and we're going to be fine.
No, I know.
So, yeah, I see, sunny and 80.
Yeah, I was going to say, you went 75, which
so,
seems a little high.
We'll see. We'll see who's right, won't we?
when it's cold out, I just want some comfort food. How about you?
Well, I'm just going to go to our new cafeteria and go have some of that comfort food. Oh, wait, that's not here. That's it.
Oh, wait.
Oh, look at this.
We could go here. Get some omelets.
Oh, look at the smiley face. Do you know that my daughter calls ketchup happy because I used to make smiley faces?
Just
so
like
she thinks
that?
It's called happy.
Oh,
yeah.
that's so sweet.
It's actually called ketchup, but that's cool.
Everything is better with ranch. Am I right?
No, I'll do the bacon, but I'm wiping the ranch off.
That's actually really skilled that you're able to...
And not drip any of that.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what that is, but I like it.
This looks like we're about to make something.
That's some type of chili thing going on there.
Or lasagna, maybe?
Oh, that's right, yeah, because I see the pasta.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go.
How about chili and lasagna?
That would be good.
Okay, you guys are going to be excited about this. I know I am. There's a new record for the most liked Instagram post ever. I'm so psyched. This picture of an egg, has over 33 million likes.
Why?
The old record was a post from Kylie Jenner that only had 18 million likes, so almost twice as many likes for the picture of an egg.
This shouldn't count because it has the hashtag like the egg. And then the handle is world record egg.
That's true, because Kylie Jenner does not solicit likes at all. So.
I didn't say anything supporting Kylie Jenner. Anyway, all right, a lot more news coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30. Amanda's here with a preview. Hey, Amanda.
Hey guys, police continue to investigate the death of a man in Alton. They're hoping the 911 call can give them a little more insight into what happened late Saturday night before his death. And we're looking into the latest sports craze that does not require you to leave the couch. That and much more coming up at 5:30. And we all know that Keith Carson solicits likes.
Yes.
Nobody's
Fair
arguing that. That
point.
is 100% hashtag truth. That is true. Thank you.
Dad bod.
All right, we're back with Dad bod and raindrops right after this.
Why are you guys gonna hate?
I'm not hating. I just wish I had a kid so that I could use that
If
child.
the mics aren't working, talk to Liam. He broke them. I don't know what happened.
Liam.
Blame Liam.
You wish you had a kid so you could put him in front of your body,
For
a
camera.
bikini body or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a prop.
Yeah.
Did you see him fall asleep on Todd Gutner's wife this weekend? We had a little weather team lunch.
Yes.
And it was about his nap time, and so Rachel was rocking him. I'm like, we can take him if you want. No, I got him. And then he fell asleep on her. And there's a picture I got off to show everybody later of Todd looking at Rachel with the baby like, just this
Like
face,
kind of nervous.
No.
Don't get any ideas.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
I gotta see it.
It was cute.
Luca. Does he still have all that hair?
Got all that
I haven't
hair.
seen Luca in a while.
Hair game strong.
And
just make sure one of the top ones ends
Jess?
back downstairs.
downstairs? You got it.
Like the mics.
Just tried
You
to
got
say hi
it.
to him, but he has stranger danger and he gets it.
I think Jeff might have
did
taken
last
the
time.
other
He
one
did, yeah.
downstairs to charge, so he might have swapped it.
Okay, then if
But-
there's only
Still a
one
red
up here,
team
then that's
liker.
fine.
Yeah.
Or if it's not up here, then it's
I'll
not fine.
I'll make sure though. I'll make sure for sure.
As long as one got brought downstairs.
For sure.
And then he was like, bah, 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 bah. And then you knew he was like, he did it with my dad yesterday. My dad hasn't seen him in a while. And
Yay. How's Finster?
So hold on, you get the whole weather team went out. Hey, did Keith and Todd pick up the check for everybody?
Todd did.
He did? That's so nice.
Todd, I tried to tell him to expense it as like a work thing, but he's too pure for that. But we did. We talked about work.
That's so sweet.
That's how it works.
Where was I?
It's a weather team.
Are you playing pond hockey with us? I'm playing on Gutner's team.
No.
No?
No.
Why?
Because I have children.
So?
So I
They can
can't
play.
just go away for the weekend to play hockey.
They can play.
But it does take a lot of time up the kids, huh? The
A little
children.
bit, yeah.
Just one seems
People
to
are
take
like, you
up
play
some time.
golf? I'm like, I did till I had children, yeah.
A lot of people use it
When
as
am I
excuse.
going to have 6 hours to
Yeah.
get away from my
Golf
children?
is a real
I'm all
commitment.
set.
I gotta say, even before I had kids, I like playing 9 holes.
Yeah.
That's perfect for me.
I don't get to see him as it is.
18's
I work
hard.
Monday through Friday, and if I golf on the weekends, I'll literally never see them.
18's doable if you get food after the first 9.
Like in the night. But then
Yeah.
you're looking at, it is 6 hours if you do that.
Yeah. I like where there's like a clubhouse at the turnaround.
All right, so it's amazing how much this has changed. We talked about this before. 5 years ago or so, if I went out, I would be out 5 days early on a storm, and I was the jerk. Like I was by far the earliest. And now it's 8-9 days. I'm getting texts ahead of time. So I asked people on Twitter, where are you getting your information from? Because we haven't had a chance to even touch it yet. And as you can see, the app on the phone is the winner. Twitter, just in general, comes in second, and then word of mouth. I think Ludacris spells it differently than that, but is 15%, and then Facebook page run by a 15-year-old is 11%. Here's the thing about this. The app on your phone, and I cannot stress this enough, doesn't have a forecaster behind it. It takes the European model or the GFS model or a blend, and it just spits the data right back at you. So if you click on your phone now, probably for Sunday, it'll say something like 8 to 12 inches of snow, because if the model is taken as gospel, that's exactly what will happen. But that's not how forecasting works. And so apps are good a day or 2 out, but just be really careful about clicking out 10 days on an app, because there's no human input whatsoever. So that's what we're here for. You know, we try to narrow this down. I just think it gets out of hand, and then ultimately, if this storm misses, all the humans get blamed, even though the computer is the one that tossed this out.
Sure.
So there you go. And thank you for everyone for voting. Appreciate that.
Lots of
There
votes.
you go. He appreciates your vote. Carson, 2020.
No, News Center Mean at 5:30
Oh,
starts
Lindsay.
right now.
I'm hurt.
Can't pay me.
Look, I got
Get it out there.
We got 700 votes right there.
Yeah.
That's enough to.
That's good.
That's enough
There you
to
go.
make it.
I gotta do my job.
Let's build green runs, then I'm dropping out.
Thank you.